Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another morning coffee talks. Yesterday, doing my little research or whatever, and I just again certain term words, certain keywords, certain hot topic words. Every once in a while, just keep floating up. They suppress and they come back. But one of those words was toxic masculinity, right? Toxic masculinity. And it was a hot topic not a few years ago, but now I feel like it's starting to, recirculate. But for me, is it stuff like this? It just depends, man. Like, is it made up or is it just, is it a real thing, right? And so I just kind of like did my own thoughts into it. But when we hear the term toxic masculinity thrown around, is it real, right? Or is it just a way to shame men from being men? I think there's a difference between genuine strength and like bad behavior. But I think sometimes just based on where society is and the conversations out there, I think the lines get blurred. And, I really want to kind of deep dive into what people mean by toxic masculinity, whether it's like a real issue or just a way to control how men act, right? And so for me, I would say like this, like people defining as, harmful behavior associated with things like aggression, emotional suppression, and dominance. But on the other side, you could look at it as well as an attack on traditional masculinity, and they kind of label things like strength, leadership, and stoicism as toxic, right? But you have to look at, okay, where do we draw the line, right? How do we really create the distinction? And for me, not all masculinity is toxic. Men just need to know the difference, and also women too. They need to know the difference. So I just think where we are in the current climate, are we just shaming men for being men, right? Even when it comes to things like men being competitive, being assertive, taking charge, these are traits that's built society, right? If it's almost like if a man's too direct, then he's aggressive, right? If he's too emotional, then he's weak. It's like, okay, well, which one is it? Right? Um, I think the term is used for me personally to control and weaken men, discouraging like natural leadership and strength. And so men need to just embrace their masculinity without letting society redefine it. Right? Again, these are traits that's really built society throughout the times. And yes, some behaviors from masculinity can be destructive, right? Things like violence, emotional suppression, to a point of like dysfunction and a lack of accountability. But men in general aren't inherently toxic. Uh, Bad behavior isn't masculine, right? It's the lack of discipline. For me, and I think the one men who are successful, these are men who lead, they protect, they provide, and they build. And that's not toxic, man. That I feel like it's just necessary. And again, it's the natural inept things for man to do is to lead, protect, provide, and again, build. That's just what we do. That's in our DNA. That's who we are. And instead of rejecting masculinity, I think we should focus on redefining or not redefining, refining and strengthening it. And I just feel like, especially now, man, especially now, again, through my journey, I feel like the masculine role is more needed than ever now, right? The world at this point, we need strong, disciplined men, not ones who are passive, not ones who are confused, right? Again, I don't feel like masculinity is the problem. I feel like weak men who lack discipline, purpose, and responsibility, they're the problem. And we can deep dive into how we got here. But for now, I would say a key takeaway would be, is it to just erase masculinity, right? Or we need to get rid of it like it's some type of virus, right? Like it's some type of sickness out there. It's a point where now we just needed to develop healthy, powerful, masculine that leads and builds, right? And this is where I come in. This is what the husband code is about, is really redefining man's purpose, right? Getting back to the root of things, right? Getting back to accountability, getting back to strong mind states, getting back to getting in shape, building your body back, right? Getting back to leading, right? The personal development, and just getting back to true masculinity, not this made up term where we call it toxic, right? Society, we cannot, and man, you cannot let society tell you that being strong, competitive, and assertive is toxic. We just can't, you know. Again, being or not having or being without a lack of control, being irresponsible, right? Being violent in the sense of it's just to suppress people. That is toxic masculinity, in my opinion, right? But we need masculinity, right? This is what built the world, right? This is what created strong man throughout the times. That's just what it is. And so that's my distinction between what real masculinity is and what real toxic masculinity is, if we even want to use that term, right? But regardless, welcome to the husband code, right? Drop a comment below. Tell me what y'all think about that. You know, my kind of definition on it, my take on it. Also, if it's your first time watching, go ahead and subscribe to the husband code. If you've been watching for a while, subscribe. And now if you got any value from this video, hit the like button. And also, we're dropping videos like this every single day, so hit the notification bell as well. And so until next time, hey, I appreciate y'all. Much love. Peace.